Hello all, Edisoft welcomes you all to the September edition of our monthly current affairs. Here, we will talk about all the important news of August 2024 and some quick reads along the way. Without further ado, let's begin. India is competing at the 2024 Summer Paralympics in Paris from 28 August to 8 September 2024. India sent a contingent consisting of 84 athletes competing across 12 sports in the Paralympic Games. Athletes Bhagyashree Jadhav and Sumit Antil were the flag bearers during the opening ceremony. India has won 5 medals, 1 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze at the Paris 2024 Paralympics so far. Avni Lekhra won the gold and Manish Narwal won the silver in shooting. Mona Agrawal and Rubina Francis won bronze in shooting and Prithi Pal won bronze in athletics. Shuttler Nitya Shrey Sumti Sivan is one win away from securing a medal for India after reaching the women's singles 6 semi-finals. India has previously won 31 medals across Paralympic Games, with the most successful Paralympic campaign being the 2020 Tokyo edition with 19 medals including 5 gold, 8 silver and 6 bronze medals. The Indian hockey team has done the unthinkable and bagged 3rd place, winning India's 4th bronze medal at the Paris Olympics. India won by a score of 2-1 against Spain on 8 August 2024. Following their 2-1 victory over Spain in the bronze medal game at the Paris 2024 Olympics at the Yves de Manor Stadium, the Indian hockey team earned back-to-back medals at the Olympics for the first time since 1972. Harmanpreet Singh played a crucial role in the match. He scored the winning goal 3 minutes into the second half from another penalty corner. His leadership was essential in guiding the team through the tough game. During the match, India was briefly down to 10 players after Sukhjit Singh received a green card. Despite this, the Indian team remained focused and defended well against Spain's attacks. A key moment came when goalkeeper P.R. Srijesh made an important save. On 9 August 2024, Neeraj Chopra, the face of Indian athletics, fell short of defending his goal from the Tokyo but still clinched a silver, India's first of the 2024 Games. His best throw of the day was his second and the only valid attempt, recorded at a season best of 89.45 meters, marked a significant achievement, though it wasn't enough to surpass Pakistan's Sarshad Nadeem, who claimed gold with a monumental throw of 92.97 meters, breaking the Olympic record. Grenada's Anderson Peters won the bronze medal with a throw of 88.54 meters, showcasing his consistency and skill as a former world champion. The medal podium, featuring athletes from India, Pakistan, and Grenada, reflects the diversity and intense competition of the Olympic Games. This event showcased the fierce competition among the world's top javelin throwers. Indian wrestler Vinesh Fogart on 8 August 2024 announced her retirement from wrestling a day after she was disqualified from the 50 kg category Paris Olympics finals. The seasoned wrestler was disqualified after weighing 100 grams more than the permissible limit in the morning weigh-in ahead of the final. In an emotional post on social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, she wrote, "Mom, wrestling has defeated me, I lost. Forgive me, your dream, my courage is all broken, I don't have any more strength now." The wrestler, who was eyeing a gold medal, was disqualified, which meant she could not get even a silver medal that the semi-final win ensured. She won semi-final bout on 6 August night by defeating Cuba's Yusnilis Guzman Lopez with a 5-0 score. She has appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport (CAS) over the issue. Indian Olympic Association (IOA) President P.T. Usha expressed disappointment and shock over the players' disqualification. 9th August 2024, rape and murder of the 31-year-old trainee medic while she was on duty at Kolkata State Rana Ajikar Medical College and Hospital caused outrage and protests across India. Police have fired tear gas and water cannons and used batons to break up protests. Protesting university students led the crowds in breaking through barricades set up by security forces to demand the resignation of West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. The case has been transferred to the CBI from the local police following an order from the Calcutta High Court. Roy was arrested by the Kolkata police on 10th August, a day after the body of the 31-year-old medic was found in the seminar hall of the medical college. CCTV footage and a Bluetooth device found near the medic's body resulted in the arrest of Roy, who was allegedly seen entering the seminar hall of the college where the body had been found at around 4 a.m. The accused, who is a trained boxer, was working with the Kolkata police as a civic volunteer since 2019. President Draupadi Murmu concludes three-nation tour to Fiji, New Zealand and Timor-Leste. This visit represents a historic milestone as the first ever visit by an Indian head of state to Fiji, underscoring the growing importance of India's relations with Pacific nations. Following her visit to Fiji, President Murmu travelled to New Zealand from August 7 to 9 at the invitation of Governor General Cindy Kiro. The final leg of her tour took her to Timor-Leste on 10th August, marking another first as the inaugural head of state visit from India to the country. At the State House, the President of Fiji conferred the highest civilian award of Fiji, Companion of the Order of Fiji, upon President Draupadi Murmu. President Murmu also witnessed the progress of the Solarization of Heads of State Residences project, an Indian initiative. She was conferred the Grand Collar of the Order of Timor-Leste, the country's highest civilian award. President Ramos Horta also hosted a state banquet in honor of President Murmu at Palacio Nobre de Lohane. President Murmu announced that India will soon open its embassy in Delhi. Union Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Shri Kirti Vardhan Singh inaugurated ASSOCHAM Environment and Carbon Conference on 29 August 2024 in New Delhi. The theme for the conference was fostering a collaborative ecosystem for achieving net zero by 2070. He reiterated that measures have been taken in building climate resilience and achieving NDC targets. As we know that the climate issue is not state-specific, there are many things which depend on happenings in the world. We need to adopt mission lifestyle for environment to become a part of sustainable development. Ms. Archana Verma, MD, National Water Mission, Mr. Milind Deore, Secretary, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Mr. Masood Malik, CEO of Re-Sustainability and Dr. Anand Rai, VP and Head, Sustainability, JSW and Co-Chair, ASSOCHAM and various stakeholders and subject experts had participated in the conference. The annual meeting of the Pacific Islands Forum, PIF, began on 26 August 2024 in Nuku'alofa, the capital of Tonga. The event is being attended by more than 1,500 delegates from around 40 countries. At this year's week-long meeting, climate change and the China-United States battle for influence over the strategic region are dominating the discussions. This year, climate change is a key topic because many PIF members are facing serious problems like rising sea levels. Our recent report by the World Meteorological Organization, WMO, showed worrying trends, stressing the need for more money to fight climate change. Currently, the Pacific Resilience Facility, PRF, is $380 million short of its $500 million goal. Another big topic is the competition between China and the United States in the Pacific region. China's growing influence, especially through security agreements with countries like the Solomon Islands, is causing concern for Australia and the United States. This year, China has sent its largest ever group to the PIF, while the United States is represented by Deputy Secretary of State Kurt Campbell. Bollywood star Ayushmann Khurrana and Olympic gold medalist Neeraj Chopra were awarded the FICC a Young Leaders Youth Icon on 30th August 2024 by Shashwat Goenka, Chairman, FICC. A Young Leaders Forum and Vice Chairman, RP, Sanjeev Goenka Group Co-Chair along with Aishwarya Bansal, Chair, FICC. A Young Leaders Delhi NCR Chapter, FICC. I recognizes and celebrates the extraordinary contributions of young leaders who have excelled in their respective fields and demonstrated a commitment to driving positive change in society. Giving inspiration to millions of people across the world and standing up for the right causes, Ayushmann's reputation of a spotless artist precedes him as he adds another feather to his hat by being the only Bollywood actor to receive this award this year. Wearing a Bandgala safari suit, Neeraj Chopra was very well turned out for the occasion. The winners of the 70 National Film Awards were announced at the National Media Centre in New Delhi on 16 August 2024, with the Malayalam film Attam emerging as the best feature film. Rishabh Shetty won the Best Actor award for Kantara. The Best Actress honour was shared by Nitya Menon for Thiruchitrambalam and Mansi Parekh for the Kutch Express, respectively. The Best Director honour went to Suraj Barjatya for his film, Unchai. Ponniyin Selvan IKGF2, Brahmastra and Aprajito were among the other films which won awards at the ceremony. The awards were announced by the chairperson of the feature film jury, Rahul Raval, Neela Madhav Panda, chairperson of the non-feature film jury, and Gangadhar Mudler, chairperson of the Best Writing on Cinema jury. Feature and non-feature films certified by the Central Board of Film Certification, CBFC, between 1st January 2022 and 31st December 2022 were eligible for contention. India launched its first reusable hybrid rocket, Rumi-1, from Thiruvidanthai, Chennai, marking a significant achievement in the country's space exploration efforts on 24 August 2024. This event, known as Mission Rumi, not only showcased advanced technology but also aimed to inspire the next generation of space enthusiasts. Mission Rumi was a collaborative effort between Space Zone India and Martin Group. The mission featured the Rumi-1 rocket, which weighs 80 kilograms and stands 3.5 meters tall. During its inaugural flight, Rumi-1 successfully launched 3 CubeSat satellites to monitor atmospheric conditions and deployed 50 Pico satellites for various experiments, showcasing its capability to support a range of scientific endeavors. Mission Rumi is not just about technological achievement, it also focuses on increasing public awareness and education about space technology. On 26 August 2024, BCCI Secretary Jai Shah was elected unopposed as the new chairman of the International Cricket Council, ICC. Shah, currently serving as the Secretary of the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, will officially assume the role on 1st December 2024. This election marks a significant milestone as Shah becomes the youngest person to lead the global cricket governing body. The ICC announced that elections for the chairman position would only occur if multiple candidates were nominated. With Jai Shah being the sole nominee, the election process was straightforward. Shah's unopposed election signifies a smooth transition of leadership from the outgoing chairman, Greg Barclay, who chose not to seek a third term. Shah is currently the head of ICC's most powerful subcommittee, the Finance and Commercial Affairs (F&C), a role that he took over in 2022. Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde on 18 August 2024 launched the Solar Village Scheme, an initiative aimed at providing 100% solar-powered electricity to 100 villages at a function held in Satara. Manya Chiwadi, a village in Satara district, has become the first village in the state to be electrified 100% by solar power. The power utility has decided to electrify 2 villages in each district completely with solar power. The CM said that residential consumers will also get free power of up to 300 units. Manya Chiwadi village in Satara district has earned the honor of being the first solar village in the state. The program was attended by Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, Guardian Minister Shambhuraj Desai, Women and Child Development Minister Aditi Tatkare, Chairman and Managing Director of Mahavitran Lokesh Chandra, Sarpanch of Manya Chiwadi Ravindra Mane and MSEDCL Director, Projects Prasad Reshma. The third India-Japan 2+2 ministerial meeting was held on 20th August 2024, focused on expediting talks on defense technology transfers, including Japan's Nora 50 naval antenna, also known as Unicorn. Discussions were also held over issues in the South China Sea and the ongoing war in Ukraine. PM Modi, in a 65-minute meeting with Japan's foreign and defense ministers, conveyed the message that the India-Japan partnership is key to promoting peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Modi also called for closer cooperation in areas of critical minerals, semiconductors and defense manufacturing. The India-Japan 2+2 ministerial meeting was held after a gap of nearly 2 years, with the last edition held in Tokyo on 8 September 2022. At the 2+2 dialogue, India was represented by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Japan was represented by Foreign Minister Kamikawa Yoko and Defence Minister Minoru Kihara. The President of India, SMT Draupadi Murmu presented the Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar 2024 at an award ceremony held at Ganatantra Mandap, Rashtrapati Bhavan on 22 August 2024. In the first edition of the Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar, 33 awards were presented to distinguished scientists in 4 categories: Vigyan Ratna, Vigyan Shri, Vigyan Yuva, and Vigyan Team. The Vigyan Ratna Award, given to the scientists who have made lifetime contributions in any field of science and technology, was presented to Professor Govindarajan Padmanabhan. The Vigyan Shri Awards, given to the scientists who have made distinguished contributions to science and technology, were presented to 13 scientists. The Vigyan Yuva SSB Award, given to recognize scientists who have exceptionally contributed to any field of science and technology, was given to 18 scientists. The Vigyan Team Award, given to the team of Chandrayaan-3 for the successful landing of Chandrayaan-3 lander near the south pole of the moon. Shah Rukh Khan gets top honor at Locarno International Film Festival on 10 August 2024 in Switzerland. The 58-year-old, becoming the first Indian personality to receive the prestigious Pardo alla Carriera, Career Leopard, award at the 77th Locarno Film Festival. The King Khan, as he is fondly known, captivated the audience with his charm and delivered a heartfelt speech that resonated deeply with cinema lovers. Dressed impeccably in a sleek black blazer and matching trousers, SRK's presence at the festival was electrifying. The Instagram handle of the Locarno Film Festival is flooded with pictures and videos of SRK, showcasing the crowd's enthusiastic reception. In his award acceptance speech, Shah Rukh thanked the audience and Locarno Film Festival's artistic director, Jayona I. Nazaro, for their warm welcome. DRDO has carried out successful maiden flight test of long-range glide bomb, LRGB, Gaurav from Su-30 MKI platform of the Indian Air Force, IAF, on 13 August 2024. The test was conducted off the coast of Odisha. Gaurav is an air-launched 1000 kilograms class glide bomb capable of hitting targets at long distance. After being launched, the glide bomb steered towards the target using highly accurate hybrid navigation scheme with a combination of INS and GPS data. Gaurav has been designed and developed indigenously by the Research Center Imarat, RCI, Hyderabad. During the flight test, the glide bomb hit the target with pinpoint accuracy. Complete flight data during the test launch was captured by telemetry and electro-optical tracking systems deployed by Integrated Test Range along the coastline. The flight was monitored by senior DRDO scientists. Adani Defence and Bharat Forge, the development-cum-production partners, also participated during the flight trial. India Today held the third edition of the Voice of Global South Summit on 17 August 2024, an event underpinned by India's philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The summit is an extension of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas or Sabka Prayas. It envisages bringing together countries of the Global South to share their perspectives and priorities on a common platform across a whole range of issues. At the summit, the countries of the Global South would continue deliberations on challenges, priorities, and solutions for the Global South, particularly in the developmental domain. The third VOGSS was held in a virtual format and is structured into leaders' session and ministerial sessions. India hosted the inaugural Voice of Global South Summit VOGSS on January 12 to 13, 2023 and the second edition on 17 November 2023, both held virtually. Each summit featured participation from over 100 countries from the Global South. And here are some quick reads of the month. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.